Hey guys, welcome to the J brand. In this episode, I want to show us my US oil trade breakdown, and I'll also be showing us the key price action factors I considered or I used to enter this winning trade. As we progress, I'm going to be explaining or elucidating more on structure and liquidity, which is my trading strategy. Okay, and then I promise that if you are able to watch this video until the end, you are definitely going to be glad you did, because you are going to gain great value. So if that's something you are interested in, please show your support by hitting the like button, subscribe to this channel if you are new, and don't forget to turn on that notification bell for subsequent advanced trading videos. So let's quickly get started. I'm going to give us the template of what's happening on the weekly time frame. I'm a swing trader, so I start my analysis to get a good picture of the market from either the monthly or the weekly time frame. So on the monthly time frame, we can all see that the price is bullish, but I had a better view from the weekly time frame. Let me explain what has just happened here, and that was how this was where I caught my inspiration from. It is known as the reclaimed order block on the weekly time frame. This is what happened. We have the basic market structure to the upside, and all of a sudden price started retracing. We are supposed to, price is supposed to respect this demand zone on the weekly time frame, but what happened? Price took it off, and price kept coming down, took this same demand zone off. Okay, this other block, this demand zone that is here, price also took it off, and price reclaimed this demand zone. So that was how I started my analysis. That was what I saw that gave me the confidence to see how price would react on the lower time frame, and then I pulled the trigger. So let's get started properly. Now we can all see that price took out this area, took out this low, and then this low, and we can now see where price swept liquidity from. Price swept liquidity from this area. Okay, price swept liquidity from that area. There is another block. Look at the other block that was supposed to be respected, but price took it off. So therefore we are going to, I normally place my yellow line on the other block instead of me using my triangle, but I can identify it this way. This is the other block. Okay, hold on, let me remove this, and so that it will be properly understood. This is the other block that failed and then was reclaimed. So on the weekly time frame, this low becomes my protected low. It has, you see, there is one thing about swing trading, especially when you are starting from a higher time frame. It gives you a clearer vision, a clearer view of the market direction, and it gives you confidence. It gives you confidence. So now I have seen that this single candle swept this low and then reclaimed with another weekly candle. That is enough confluence for me to watch out for price reaction on the lower time frame. Okay, now I understand that this rectangle is my order block that failed, which can also be referred to as our QMR. Okay, so let this be here. This low is protected. This low is protected, and now I can see, let me cut price. Now this is very simple. I can see my sweep of this low. If I go to the lower time frame, okay, let me go to the 1 hour time frame. Let me head to the 1 hour time frame. I can see my sweep of this low. If you don't understand what a swing structure is, please kindly refer to my previous video to have a complete understanding of what swing structure is. We are looking for a sweep of that low and a break of this structure. There is a break of structure here, which is known as our transactional liquidity. So when transactional liquidity has been taken, we are only going to be expecting a correctional phase or a retracement phase into the discount area of this buy swing structure. This is a buy model, so we always want to buy when the price is cheap or low and sell at premium when the price is high. So I can see this incomplete pullback, which is my transactional liquidity. I have done series of videos on transactional liquidity. Please take your time, go through my lessons on liquidity and you understand better. So this is my transactional liquidity. I'm sorry, this is my structural liquidity rather, not transactional liquidity. This break of structure is known as transactional liquidity. Meanwhile, this is known as my structural liquidity. And then what next am I looking for? I'm looking for a valid point of interest. I'm looking for a valid point of interest where I can confidently take my trade from. And I can see this breaker block. Yeah, I can see this breaker block here. And then I can see a little order block here. But you know, it is always advisable to make use of the closest POI to your liquidity. Okay, the closest POI. And then in my previous video, I showed us how to validate our structural liquidity by taking the Fib tool, taking it to the first break of structure, your transactional liquidity, and we can all see that the structural liquidity is inside the 50% area of this swing structure. So that's enough confidence, that's enough reason for me to have confidence in taking this trade. So it's always advisable to use the closest POI, but I actually used this other block here. If I zoom it properly, you always see the other block that I used, which is this. I used this other block. Okay, and what next did I do? I just took my position tool because I have seen all the requirements of my strategy. I have seen every reason to jump into this trade without any iota of doubt. Okay, and of course you all already know my highest risk to reward is 1 to 3 or sometimes 1 to 2, but the highest is always 1 to 3. The highest risk to reward is always 1 to 3. And then this is the setup. This is basically the setup. This is the setup, and I shared this setup in my Telegram community. So just do yourself the favor of joining my Telegram community using the link in my bio. I shared this setup and people made a whole lot of profit. I'm going to be displaying some of the profit screenshots in this video. Okay, I think I have to take this off so that we have a better view. So let's see what happened. You see that? You see the reaction of price when price got to this area of value. Okay, mind you, price has already taken this liquidity, this structural liquidity. Okay, and I have once said that your structural liquidity is important to validate your POI. Okay, now let's see what happens. I want to quickly explain something here. Once you are in a trade, or if you are in a trade, you don't have to bother yourself about how that trade plays out. Just enter your trade, set your stop loss, and set your take profit. However the price or however the trade plays out is none of your business. Some people can just take a trade, and when they see this move, so far the price has not touched your invalidation area, it is still valid. Some people might actually just exit the trade when price gets to this region, which is very, very unprofessional. Okay, you just have to keep your cool and watch price do its thing. Okay, and that was how price actually scaled up from this area. Now let's see. Let's see what happened. Your stop loss a little bit below the invalidation area. Your stop loss a little bit below the invalidation area. And here we go. Here we go, guys. Here we go. So we caught a 1 to 2 or 1 to 2 plus RR on this trade. 1 to 2 plus RR on this trade. Okay, and then a whole lot of people made profits. I'm going to be showing us some of the profit screenshots just to encourage you to, join the Telegram community using the link in my bio or the comment section. Okay, I promise you are going to sharpen your edge and then understand structure and liquidity accurately or properly. Okay, so this is just the simple move. This is just the setup. That's it, guys. That's it. It's as simple as ABC. Structure and liquidity is king. So guys, do well to smash the like button, subscribe to this channel if you're new, and don't forget to turn on that notification bell for subsequent advanced trading videos and my trade reviews. And don't forget to also join the Telegram community where I share my setup and other valuable trading insight. So that'll be all for now, guys. Have a nice time.